Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Platte Valley High School in Kersey. It's another Patriot League clash as the visiting Brush Bee Diggers take on the Platte Valley Broncos. I'm John Beltran, and this is it. We got a couple of games to go here in the regular season after today, Wednesday, to close it out against Platte Valley as the Bee Diggers are coming off the doubleheader sweep of Strasburg. 15-4 in the opening game and 10-5 in game two. That was all on Thursday. Platte Valley is young in many areas. They're 3-11 this season. The Bee Diggers at 7-5. And again, with 2 games to go, Brush is not going to play as many games as Platte Valley because the Liberty Common games will not be made up. It doesn't appear they'll be able to make up those games with a limited amount of time on the schedule. That was a May 10th doubleheader in Fort Collins, but it was stormy to say the least on that Monday. So here we are 4 weeks later with Brush and Platte Valley in the regular season finale on the road for the Bee Diggers. But we know the Bee Diggers are headed to the playoffs. It would take a monumental miracle for that not to happen, as they will play a week from today. Regionals and from 3A through 5A are 1 week from today. And the top 8 have a home site and a bye. That's the big difference this year. If you're a top 8 team, you don't have to win 2 games in a row. You get a bye, and then you face a winner of another game on your home field. So 9 would play 24, 10 versus 23, so on and so forth. And then the winner of those games next Monday would also play on Monday at the home site, a top 8 home site. Right now, the Bee Diggers are just outside the top 8 in the RPI, and more than likely they would not be a top 8 seed and would have to travel. And you don't want to be too high, by the way. If you're barely outside the top 8, you don't want to be a 9 and then have to play the 1 if you beat the 24. You want to be a little bit of a lower seed. By the way, congratulations to Coach Christian Valles and his wife. They welcomed in a child, I believe either today or yesterday, but congratulations to them. So hopefully listening right here on 1010 as the Bee Diggers and Broncos are both dressed in their white uniforms for this game. And again, Brush is going for their 8th win of 2021. They got the tougher part of their schedule out very quickly, playing Eaton in the first 2 games of the year, losing 2-0 in Brush and then 3-0 in Eaton. And since then, the Bee Diggers have won 7 of their last 10 with a couple of losses to University, including 6-4 in Greeley. And then, of course, there was that doubleheader split of Resurrection Christian. And that was a key split for Brush because they could be a little bit different position-wise in the standings if they didn't win that second game, which was a 6-0 score after the Bee Diggers lost 11-4 in that first game in Brush. And quite frankly, the road is kind of foreign to the Bee Diggers this year. And that's only because Brush has had doubleheaders at home against Strasburg, against Sterling, and against Resurrection Christian. So that's six games right there. That doesn't count the Valley single game, the University single game, and then the Eaton game. So they've had 9 games at home and have 1 more remaining coming up on Wednesday against Platte Valley. The game time temperature here at 3:34 is at 91 degrees. 91 here in Kersey. Bright sunny day, but the good thing, there's plenty of cloud cover. And I don't know if it'll cool off anymore. However, that does help when you're in the infield and outfield looking at those fly balls. When you have that high sky and it's just no cloud cover, it's sometimes very difficult and extremely challenging to differentiate the baseball from the sun. But when you have cloud cover, you can sometimes and many times tell the difference and actually see the baseball in between or through the clouds. I know that sounds very technical, but trust me, I've seen plenty of games this year in the high sky in Colorado, whether it be Brush or Fort Morgan, where fly balls anywhere, infield or outfield, can be a challenge depending upon either a high sky or a low sky, so to speak, or a cloudier sky. And here we do have plenty of cloud cover. We'll get to the Bee Diggers starting lineup here a little bit after the national anthem, as this is the regular season home finale for the Broncos. Really nice facility. They completely upgraded this facility at least a decade ago, and it looks terrific. Great facility with the batting cages, and especially up the first base side. And like I said, Platte Valley's very young in several positions, so they're not having the success won-loss-wise this year, but they're hoping this is just a transitional year for them as they get ready for the 2022 season. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the first pitch. Brush and Platte Valley after this on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check them out today. Equitable Savings and Loan. Batting first is the catcher Ty Griffith, having a monster season. The second hitter is the right fielder Sam Metlin. Batting third is Alejandro Mantos Garcia, playing first base today. The cleanup hitter is the shortstop Braxton Shelton. Batting fifth is the second baseman Caden Moriarty. The sixth hitter is the first baseman Kyle Wellin. Center fielder David Wolf hits seventh. The third baseman hits eighth. That is Cesar Hinojos and Caden Schwint. The left fielder hits ninth. Defensively, it's Gabe Medina at first. Zach Wymura at second. Howdy Johnson is at third for Platte Valley. In between him at short is Kevin King. Jose Lopez is in left. The center fielder is Hunter Pagel, and right is Nick Dill. Behind the plate is Aaron Rios, and on the mound is right-hander Dade Gomez. And the numbers for Gomez, 1-4. This is his ninth appearance, a 9.25 ERA. That's something Platte Valley's working on for next year. Team ERA at 11.25. And looking at the Bee Diggers offensively, they'd like to improve upon that. They're getting on base pretty frequently, hitting .297 as a team. But the on-base percentage for Brush is at .408. And certainly drawing walks is a part of offense, a big part of offense, as the Bee Diggers have displayed this season. So stepping in is Ty Griffith. And the opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. That is Buildings by Design. Griffith hitting .438. He is tearing up the league this year, hitting 141 points better than the team average. And that's why he's in the leadoff spot here for Brush. And the opening pitch from Dade Gomez is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Griffith, Metlin, and Mantos Garcia here in the top of the first for the Bee Diggers. Looking to put some pressure on that Platte Valley lineup with some runs here. Swung on and driven into left field, and that's going to be caught. Caught by the left fielder, Jose Lopez, ranging to his left on a line drive, and there's one out on the second pitch of the game.
Now batting for Brush, number Sam Metlin.
Metlin steps in, hitting .333, and he's moved up in the order based on his recent production. Another right-handed hitter, the offering, and that's up and in. A ball and no strikes. Again, the Bee Diggers close out the regular season Wednesday at home against Platte Valley. Swag and a miss on the off speed. It's 1-1 on the outer half. So essentially for Platte Valley, these are playoff games for them. They know they're not qualifying this year, but they're playing these like playoff games, and that fastball's upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1. Here to Sam Metlin, 1 down in the top of the first. Temperature again in the low 90s for first pitch here in Kersey. Rios lays down the sign in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, took something off it. It's ball 2, strike 2 with Hondo waiting to hit next. Nice crowd settling in as well. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up and in, and Metlin strikes out on a 2-2. So the Bee Diggers not off to a good start, but we've seen Platte Valley this year, even though they've sustained a lot of one-sided losses, They had a game against Sterling here where they trailed 4-1 in the 6th inning. They lost 10-1. And that's the thing. Platte Valley has been unable to stay out of the big inning when it comes to the opposition. Alejandro Mantos Garcia had 6 RBIs in the first game of a doubleheader last Thursday against Strasburg. The offering, that's up and in. Hondo batting .297. And he's driven in 14. And the 1-0 from Gomez, way outside. And that just tells you in baseball, he threw balls to the first 3 hitters, but he got the first 2 out. So Gomez has already worked from behind successfully. And that is a little bit high. 3 balls and no strikes to Mantos Garcia, with 2 down and the bases empty in the first inning. And Gomez delivers right down the middle for a strike at the knees. It is 3-1. We're seeing lots of changeups here for the right-hander. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, and that's up and in. It's a 5-pitch walk. Hondo reaches for Braxton Shelton, who, like Hondo, is hitting .297.
Number 18, Braxton Shelton.
And Braxton is just trying to get back on track. Hondo will run for himself. I wonder if we have we might have an injury issue, maybe a blister or something out there from Gomez, who's favoring one of his fingers as there's a visit to the hill. And we'll see what that's about. Hopefully that's not that's just a precautionary visit. I mean, sometimes that can happen, either a blister or something. Something in that, whether it's the pitching hand or, well, usually the pitching hand. There's no question about it. As Coach Arcolari was out there, and so we're going to see what exactly they're going to do with Dade Gomez, unless something opened up and he's got an open wound and they need a Band-Aid or something. But this just counts as 1 visit, even though he went back to the dugout or towards the dugout and coming back. But 2 down, top of the first inning. The game began with a line drive hit by Ty Griffith to Jose Lopez, and then Sam Metlin struck out on a 2-2 pitch, and now the head coach is on the phone. Yeah, they might require the trainer here, and then a 5-pitch walk to Alejandro Mantos Garcia. Let's take a break here while we have a slight delay in the action. In the top of the first inning, the Bee Diggers are still batting, 2 down, a man on. No score between Brush and Platte Valley from Kersey, as you're listening to Brush Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, Dade Gomez just taking warm-ups. Again, it was something on a pitching finger. So we have 2 down. And a man on at first, and Hondo drew a walk. Here is Braxton Shelton. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Hondo's taking off. He'll be in there easily. So he's in scoring position. If it sounds a little bit quiet, we're in the press box here. The noise is in the exterior. They're enduring the 91-degree heat, and I'm a little bit softer. How about a lot softer? 1 ball and no strikes here to Shelton. And Gomez looks back, and the pitch. And that changeup must have been high. Looked pretty good from here. 2-0. Not sure where that missed. That looked pretty solid from this vantage point. 2-0. But lots of off speed here from the right-hander. Shelton awaits. And throw back to second. And Hondo had to protect his backside there with the shortstop, Kevin King, covering. 2-0 with 2 down and a man in scoring position. Top of the first inning. The Bee Diggers looking for the first run of the game. Shelton, the shortstop, awaits the pitch. And he swings and misses. Took a huge hack at that. Ball 2, strike 1. That pitch was on the outer half at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, count is now sitting at 2-2 after the foul ball hit by Shelton. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Awaiting the pitch. Here it is. Swung on and popped up into foul territory along the first base side. Rios near the fence cannot make the catch. We were blocked off just a little bit, but he dropped the ball. That'll go as an error. An error on Rios, and the at-bat continues there for Shelton on that 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. So that's a reprieve for Braxton Shelton. He got way underneath that off-speed. Here we go. It'll be another 2-2 pitch to the right-handed hitting shortstop. And here it is. Swung on and fisted foul and out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Yeah, you can tell that he really has to adjust. He really has to adjust with the off-speed. We'll see another 2-2 from Gomez to Shelton. He stretches and steps off the mound. No score. We started about 6 to 7 minutes after the scheduled start time. Gomez at the belt. Long pause. Now the pitch. Swung on and driven a mile foul down the left side. I mean, at least 50 to 75 feet foul, way out in front. That pitch was in on the hands. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Well, if that pitch was down the middle, as hard as he hit it, that might have gone a long way. 320 down the left field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into deep left field in the gap. Lopez to his left, and it's going to find a gap, and scoring is going to be Hondo. Shelton is into second with a 2-out RBI double, and the Bee Diggers lead 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Got a hold of that one, and Lopez could not get to it in the left center field gap. And here is Caden Moriarty. Moriarty for Brush. Stepping in here with a pretty decent average. The pitch swung on, popped up extremely high into center field. Hunter Pagel has a beat on it, and he doesn't see it, and the ball's going to land in front of him. Moriarty to second. Moriarty headed to third as the ball is picked up by the right fielder, Nick Dill. That's going to go as a triple. Shelton scores. The Bee Diggers lead 2-0. Pagel never saw it, and obviously lost it in the sun. The ball landed a few feet in front of him. And here is Kyle Wellin. So Moriarty, who was hitting .275 going in, gets a gift. And that pitch is down. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellin batting .378. The pitch. And that is up and in. 2 balls here to Wellin. Boy, bad luck there for Gomez. That's part of the story. You got to make plays, and Platte Valley is still trying to find themselves this season with that 3-11 mark. But there, I mean, if you can't see it, you can't see it. The pitch, up and in. To Kyle Wellin. On deck is David Wolf. Ahead in the count here at 3-0. The Bee Diggers with a 2-0 lead on an RBI double from Shelton, and then a fly ball triple by Moriarty, the offering. And that is a strike at the knees. Ball 3, strike 1. Out of the windup with a man at third and 2 down. And the pitch swung on and lifted into shallow left field. The shortstop on the edge of the grass, Kevin King, is going to make the 2-handed grab. And that'll do it for the Bee Diggers in the first inning. They pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and a man left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs, and Platte Valley is coming to bat. Bee Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Stubbs Gas and Oil, Brush 2, and Platte Valley coming up on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers pick up 2 runs in the top of the first inning, a run-scoring double by Shelton, and then a fly ball by Moriarty that the center fielder for Platte Valley could not track down, didn't see it. It was just lost by Hunter Pagel. So the Bee Diggers got a gift there. He bats first, by the way, Pagel. Batting second is the pitcher, Dade Gomez. The left fielder, Jose Lopez, is in the third position. Avery Valenciano hits fourth. The shortstop, Kevin King, hits fifth. Aaron Rios, the catcher, hits sixth. Gabe Medina bats seventh. Zach Wymura hits eighth. And Howdy Johnson bats ninth for the Bee Diggers. Let us check out the first baseman there, Hondo. Alejandro Mantos Garcia, Caden Moriarty at second. Over at third is Cesar Hinojos. Braxton Shelton is at short. The left fielder is Caden Schwint. In center is David Wolf. The right fielder is Sam Metlin. Behind the plate is Ty Griffith. And on the mound is Kyle Wellin. No numbers on him this season. No, he's pitched some junior varsity. And now he's on the mound for the Bee Diggers in game number 13 And he will face Hunter Pagel, batting from the right side. And the pitch, fastball is high. A ball and no strikes. Pagel goes in hitting .241 out of the one hole here for Platte Valley with a close stance. And the offering, and he bounced that one in there. 2-0 here with a 2-0 Brush lead. I think it was 2006. I did a game here that was a nightmare. I'm going to talk about that game because I'll never forget it. The pitch, and that is over, but a strike at the knees. This is the definition of a delayed call. So I better wait. Ball 2, strike 1 to Pagel, to the opening hitter here in the bottom of the first inning. And the offering, and that is strike 2. On the outside corner at the knees on the heater. Yeah, I think it was in 06. I did a game here that was a 29-26 Brush victory. It lasted about 3.5 hours. And the pitch, and that bounces to the catcher. And that pretty much, the hair loss was already there at that point, but I think it got worse based on a 55-run game between both teams. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit slowly on the ground on the right side. The first baseman Hondo flips to the pitcher covering, and in time to get Hunter Pagel as that ball was hit wide of first, and Hondo, in fact, had to charge it, almost throw it behind his shoulder for the first out. A tricky play there for Hondo, but he records the out, and here's Dade Gomez. Gomez hitting .250. Another right-handed hitter for Platte Valley. Kyle Wellin getting the sign. Gomez with an open stance and the pitch. And that is over for a strike on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Wellin is going to throw, like a lot of pitchers, primarily fastballs. And the offering. And the breaking ball is a little bit low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2-0 Brush, bottom of the first inning. A run-scoring double with 2 down by Shelton. And an RBI triple on a ball lost in the sun, hit by Caden Moriarty, swinging a foul off to the right. Challenge Gomez with a fastball. It's 1-2. So for Brush, they barely have had a road schedule this year. At Eaton, at Valley, or at Platte Valley. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Right down the middle at the knees, and Gomez goes down. And there's 2 down in the first inning for Jose Lopez. A big, strong right-handed hitter. And he's had a good season, hitting .321. A .321 hitter is Lopez. He opens up his stance, which means the front foot is further away from the plate than the back foot. And Kyle Wellin comes home. And he bounced that one in there to the catcher, Griffith. A ball and no strikes. Griffith lays down the sign. Wellin's got that overhand delivery, over-the-top delivery, the pitch, and the breaking ball, swing and a miss, and might have got a piece of it. And the count levels at 1-1. And if Wellin's to go the distance, you want to average about no more than 15 pitches an inning. He's at 11 here in the first with 2 down and the bases empty. And the pitch, and that one stayed high. Check that. That was pitch 13. Ball 2, strike 1. Here to Jose Lopez. Backing off that plate a little bit, trying to protect the inside corner of the offering. And that one's not even close. He bounced it in and backhanded by Griffith. Ball 3, strike 1. Yeah, the mechanics aren't perfect by Wellin. But he does have a good kick. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on in line to left field, coming on, and is Caden Schwinn making the catch on his knees. He came on, he stopped, and then he went to 2 knees and made a backhanded catch in left field on a ball that was hit very sharply. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander, Kyle Wellin. Let's head to the second inning in Kersey. The Bee Diggers lead the Broncos 2-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. David Wolf steps in against the right-hander Dade Gomez. 2-0 brush over Platte Valley and Kersey. So we head to the second inning. Wolfie, no holes in Schwint, 7, 8, and 9. And swinging a foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike to David Wolf, who is hitting 200 for the Bee Diggers this season, looking to up that average as this game goes along. Gomez threw 25 pitches in the first, and a breaking ball swung on, grounded base hit into left field beyond the diving Howdy Johnson. And for the Bee Diggers, they pick up their 3rd hit of the game. They've had a double, a triple, and a single in that order. And that'll send up Cesar Hinojos. And Hinojos average at 226, but I'll tell you what, he gets on base. His on-base percentage is over 400 this year at 405. So the Bee Diggers already with a small threat here to begin the second inning. 2-step lead, back to first there on the dive is Wolf. Yeah, Brush and Platte Valley have had some classic games in the past. There was a 1-0 game here about, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. The pitch, and that is a little bit high. Maybe outside, too, 1-0. Yeah, tough to tell. Looks like the bottom of the zone is getting favored over the top of the zone. Short lead at first for Wolf. And Gomez comes home. And that's off the plate. It's a strike, though. Well, I guess. All right, 1-1 at the knees. Again, I better wait. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on. Nobody out, top 2. The Bee Diggers with a 2-0 lead. Hinojos awaits, throw back to first, back in diving against. Not too big of a lead there for Wolf. In fact, Gabe Medina at first not even applying a tag because he's in there in plenty of time. Wolf with that lead doesn't look like he's a big threat to run. And the offering runner goes, though, and it's bunted. The third base side, fielded by the pitcher, throw to first is in time. And now Wolf is going to try to take off for third. The throw, the slide, he's going to be in there. It'll go as a sacrifice. And there's 1 down as Wolf advances 2 bases.
Now batting for Brush, number 14, Caden Schwinn.
Was actually a hit and run. But Caden Schwinn steps in. And talk about a nice year out of the 9-hole. And I'm not sure that was great base running by Wolf because the first baseman, Medina, really hesitated, and David just kept taking off to third. They could have got him out. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. Schwint is hitting 348. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of the windup with a man at third. The infield is in. The offering. Swag and a miss. Threw it right by him. And the count levels at 1-1. The Shelton double, the first run of the game, brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Easy for me to say the fastball's high. That is Western Engineering Consultants. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. 2-1. That is right there for a strike. On the changeup on the outer half of the knees, it's 2-2. Again, the infield is in primarily on the left side. The second baseman, Waimura, is playing halfway. And the offering, swinging a tapper foul up the third base side. Count remains at 2-2 with 1 down and a man at third for Brush. 2-0 in the top of the second inning. In Kersey. For Platte Valley, this is their 15th game, only the 13th for Brush in a 14-game season. The offering, that is down and away. A little bit of a bender there. It's 3-2. Here to Caden Schwint. On deck is Ty Griffith. The kick and the pitch. Swag and a miss. Boy, off speed again. Pulled the string. Schwint strikes out. And there's 2 down. And he didn't look like a 2-strike swing. And that's strikeout number 2 for Gomez. Here is Griffith, who lined to left his first time up. The offering. And that's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The inning began with a base hit from David Wolf. Hinojos with that bunt and then the strikeout. That is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, you really have to wait on that changeup. A couple of Bee Diggers, including Griffith, have timed it out pretty well. The offering, and that's down and away. 3 balls and no strikes, and this is not a bad strategy here if Gomez even walks him on purpose because he struck out Metlin his first time up, and Metlin's the on-deck hitter. Might pitch around him. 3-0 pitch, and that's upstairs. It's a 4-pitch walk. And here is Metlin. And that for Gomez is his second walk of the game. So let's see if Metlin adjusts. We'll have a courtesy runner at first for Griffith. And that courtesy runner is Caden Lefevre, it looks like. Lefevre over at first with 2 down and 2 on, and a 2-0 Brush lead in the second. And now the catcher Rios relaying those first and third signs to his teammates. With a 2-out situation. Got a huge hole on the left side if Metlin can pull it. Big hole between Johnson and Kevin King. The pitch runner going. Swung on and grounded to second. And the ball is bobbled out there and then picked up by the shortstop King. A late throw to first. And now the trail runner to third. And that is Lefevre over there. The run scores as Wolf crosses home plate. And the Bee Diggers lead 3-0. Waimura commits Platte Valley's second error of the game. No RBI for Sam Metlin. So once again, Brush taking advantage here of a miscue by Platte Valley. And they've got first and third for Alejandro Mantos Garcia. He walked and scored in the first. That's an unearned run allowed by Gomez. Swung on line, right center field, and that's going to roll for a while. Rounding second and headed for third is Metlin as a run scores. Now Metlin to third. He's going to be sent home, and there's going to be a throw to the plate. It'll be late, and the Bee Diggers now lead 5-0. Give Hondo a 2-run double in what is now a 3-run second inning. And what a nice job of going the other way for Alejandro Mantos Garcia. And Brush now has 4 hits in the game, including 3 extra base hits. Shelton and Hondo have both doubled, and Moriarty on deck has tripled. All right, here is Shelton. These are all unearned runs, though. And the pitch. And the bender is a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Again, the error by the second baseman, Waimura, has extended the inning. Brush has 3 runs, but all unearned. And the pitch. Swung on and driven deep in the air into right center. That is way back there. That's not going to go all the way over the fence, but it's going to roll towards the fence. A run is going to score. Shelton is around second. He is headed for third. He's in there with an RBI triple at 2 outs and a second. The Bee Diggers have a 4 spot, and now, are they going to send him home? No, they can't send him home, although he went all the way home, but I think the ball got stuck underneath the fence or something, but the Bee Diggers now with a 6-0 lead. It's going to be an automatic double. It'll be scored a double. The ball got stuck out there below the fence, so give Shelton a second double of the game. And he just drove that the other way. And he is 2 for 2. But again, the Bee Diggers could score 6 or 7 runs. They're all unearned because of the 2-out error. Here's Moriarty and the offering. And that changeup is a little bit outside, I guess. Boy, this is a tight zone. Very tight. 1 ball and no strikes with Brush up 6-0. A 4-burger here in the second. Looking back to pitch. Swung on line, base hit into right field. Let's see if Shelton rounds third and scores. He's going to step on the bag, head towards the plate. The throw is going to be cut off. It's an RBI single for Moriarty in a 5-run second inning. Brush 7, Platte Valley nothing. And again, I'll say it one more time, that it doesn't matter how many runs Brush scores. It's not going to penalize Dade Gomez in terms of earned run average. But it is going to benefit the Bee Diggers as they've taken advantage of it. Moriarty is 2 for 2. Here's Wellin, who popped the short his first time up the pitch. And the bender's in the dirt. Moriarty takes off for second. The throw's going to be late. It's a stolen base, so he's in scoring position. And Brush has 6 hits in the game. And they just keep rolling right now. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellin awaits the offering. Swung on it, line foul. That pitch was in on the hands. And you're better off not swinging at that one, making it a 2-0 count. But if you're going to swing at it, that's all you could do. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think Brush has just 1 single in the game. Everything else is a double and the triple by Moriarty. No, 2 singles. And the pitch is in the dirt. Singles by Wolf and the Moriarty single. And they have 5 extra base hits. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Moriarty's got a 4-step advantage at second. Dade Gomez looks in, delivers way outside. You feel bad for Aaron, not for Rios, but for the pitcher Gomez. You make a play, and this is a 2-0 game going into the bottom of the second. Instead, Brush is now up by 7. And now it's a 3-1 count. Wellin awaits. And a throw back to second, and back in diving easily is Moriarty with King covering. So we'll see a 3-1 pitch here momentarily from Gomez. Looking in. The offering. Swag and a miss. Boy, he tried to hit that one to the next county. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brush's regular season finale is on Wednesday against Platte Valley. That's Platte Valley's regular season finale. And the 3-2. Wellin awaits. And the pitch. And that is down and away on the breaking ball. It's a walk. The third issued in the game by Gomez. Here's David Wolf. And Wolf singled to begin the inning, so he's the 10th hitter for Brush. 5 have scored. There's 2 down and 2 on. And the courtesy runner for the Bead Diggers is Jackson Dunker, the senior. Playing under the senior designation. Of course, all these kids graduated about 3 weeks ago. The stretch. Wolf awaits the pitch. Here it is. And that is a strike at the knees. Again, going off speed is Gomez, up to 53 pitches already. No balls and 1 strike. Runners off their bases. At the belt. The pitch. And that is upstairs. The count levels at 1-1. A little shout out to the Garretts. Evan not with me, but Lacey wrote me a nice text that I relayed to, but I didn't give her the on-air credit. I should have. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Yeah, my colleague Evan James needed a little bit of love, he said so. I said, send in the text, and we got a couple there, including one from the Garretts, a huge Brush baseball family. 1 ball and 2 strikes. David Wolf awaits the pitch. Runners go, and that's in the dirt. And the count levels at 2-2, and Moriarty's at third. And at second base is Jackson Dunker. So the Bead Diggers are looking to add to the lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the offering. And that's upstairs, and the count goes full. And Gomez is well into 30 pitches in this inning alone. Out of the windup. 3 balls, 2 strikes, pitch to Wolf. And that is a called strike 3 on the off speed on the outer half at the knees. And the Bead Diggers are finally retired here in the second. 5 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 2 men left in scoring position. Bead Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank of Colorado. 1 1/2 innings are in the books. The score in Kersey, Brush 7. Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you in Kersey. 7-0 Brush over Platte Valley. 5 runs in the second, all with 2 down. They were all unearned against Dade Gomez. And here for Platte Valley, stepping in against Kyle Wellin, who registered a 1-2-3 first inning, will be Avery Valenciano, Kevin King, and Aaron Rios. Valenciano hitting .310 from the right side. And Kyle Wellin just really has to throw strikes here and challenge this Platte Valley lineup. Nothing too cute, especially with a 7-0 lead. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is there. No, yep, it's a strike. No balls and 1 strike on the outer half. To Valenciano. And the offering. And that one bounces right off the kneecaps of Griffith to the screen. Count levels at 1-1. Yeah, it seems this school year will get done athletically, and we'll be at it in football here in just over 2 months from now, 2.5. 1 ball, 1 strike, and we know Platte Valley's a very good football program. Swing and a miss. They have excelled over the last several years with multiple state championships in football. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Valenciano, followed by King and Rios with an open stance and a 1-2 count, bottom of the second inning. And Kyle Wellin delivers. Chopped foul off to the right side on a ball up in the zone. Count remains at 1-2. 355 in the right center field alley there. As I mentioned, 320 down the lines. And Wellin comes home. And the breaking ball sits slowly on the ground. Third baseman Hinojos has it, fires to first, 1 down in the second. And that'll bring up the 5-hitter, Kevin King, the shortstop.
Now batting for Platte Valley, number 14, Kevin King.
Kevin King hitting .222. Platte Valley hitting .235 as a team. They had 2 wins this year over Liberty Common, and then they defeated Strasburg early in the season. The Wellin pitch swung on, chopped foul up the third base side towards the Digger dugout. And it's 0-1. Brush occupies the third base dugout at home and here on the road against Platte Valley. No balls and 1 strike to King. Laying down the sign is Griffith. And the pitch, swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt on the breaking ball that skips off of Griffith. It's 0-2 to Kevin King. Well, Platte Valley did have a solid shot there by Lopez to end the first inning on a nice play in left field made by Caden Schwint. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and the base is empty. Bottom 2. Brush leads Platte Valley 7-0. And the pitch. And that bounces to the catcher. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Kevin King. He's almost looking towards right field. Wants to go the other way. And he swings and fouls it straight back. Count remains at 1-2. The Rockies are off today. They'll face the Marlins in Miami tomorrow. Of course, right here on 10-10, we'll have plenty of playoff action tonight with the Nuggets in Game 1 against the Suns. Tomorrow in Game 5 for the Avalanche against the Golden Knights. The pitch swung on and hit slowly on the ground to Hinojos. He charges, he sets, he throws, 2 outs as he retires Kevin King. And that'll send up Aaron Rios.
Now batting for Platte Valley, number 9, Aaron Rios.
Rios with that bright green bat. Top half of the bat is that fluorescent green. As he steps in, Aaron Rios with a batting average of .250. Well off the plate. That means he might try to go to right field. The pitch and the breaking ball is a strike. On the outside corner, thigh high, and it's 0-1. Kyle Wellin has retired the first 5 Broncos. He gets the sign once again from Ty Griffith. And the offering swung on and fouled off to the right on a fastball down about knee level. It's 0-2. Well, let's see if Wellin pulls off something different here. He's struck out 1, but he hasn't been ahead too many times at 0-2. But he's got that right now. No balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the pitch. And that is over. Called strike 3 with a fastball at the knees. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Wellin. 2 complete. Bee Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Let's head to the 3rd inning in Kersey. The Bee Diggers are in control. They lead Platte Valley 7-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs in the first inning and 5 in the second against Dade Gomez, who's allowed only 2 earned runs, both in the first inning. And really, when you look at it, could have been just 1 earned run because a pop fly hit by Caden Moriarty was lost in the sun by Hunter Pagel in center field. If 2 plays are made in this game, just 2 plays, 1 in center and 1 at second, we could be looking at a 1-0 game in the third. But instead, Brush leads 7-0 And Brush has capitalized with 6 hits, and Platte Valley's committed a couple of errors in the game. Here we go with Cesar Hinojos, 8-9-1, Caden Schwint and Ty Griffith. The pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in. A ball and no strikes, a sac bunt there by Hinojos his first time up. Laying down the sign is Rios. The pitch, swung on and fouled back. Again, lots of off speed here from Dade Gomez. 4, I think I said 5 Brush extra base hits, but it's 4 with 2 singles. The offering and the curveball is in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers have had 1 abbreviated game this year against Strasburg, 15-4. That's upstairs. Everything else has gone the distance innings-wise. The 2 victories over Sterling, 1 of the 2 over Strasburg, 1 over Resurrection Christian. Swung on, that is popped up in the infield. The second baseman, Waimura, to his left, still going, and he makes the 2-handed catch. There's 1 down. Hinojos is retired. Here for Caden Schwent, who struck out his first time up. Caden still with a solid batting average. It was at .348 going in, but it dipped after the strikeout the first time up. And the pitch is up and away. No balls and 1 strike, and Caden doesn't strike out a ton. That was only the 9th time he struck out this season. And the 1-0. Curveball swung on, grounded to third, and bobbled, picked up, throw to first is right there as the play is made by Howdy Johnson, and there's 2 down. And here is Ty Griffith. Lined to left and walked, and he scored. Officially at 0 for 1. So now Gomez trying to get into a rhythm here. Winding the pitch. Swung on and driven deep to left field. Lopez is way back towards the fence, and it is gone. It's a home run for Ty Griffith with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. And the Bead Diggers now lead in Kersey 8-0. And for Ty Griffith, he has gone deep for the 4th time this season. And he's got the team lead all by himself. And he's the leadoff hitter. And that'll bring up Sam Metlin, who has struck out and reached on an error. That error opened up a 5-run second, so now the Bead Diggers have scored in every inning. Pitch by Gomez, and the breaking ball is fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, he hit that one not necessarily along the line, but towards the line. The pitch swung on and fouled to the screen on the pitch up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. To the Bead Digger right fielder Metlin. With 2 down and the bases empty in the 3rd. The pitch swung on, grounded foul, third base side. And upcoming here for Dade Gomez will be pitch number 70. 38 strikes, 31 balls. 0-2 over his head. I think tried to throw a breaking ball or a changeup, and it just didn't move at all. A ball and 2 strikes with Hondo on deck. The offering swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. So it remains at 1-2. Again, the game time temperature at 3:35 was at 91 degrees, and it's stuck right there nearly an hour later. The pitch in the dirt bounces to Rios. About a 50-footer there. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Metlin. And I like that Sam doesn't get out of the box. He stays in there. Swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Jose Lopez with a long run to his left tracks it down in the gap. And that does it for the Bead Diggers in the 3rd inning. But Ty Griffith hits his 4th home run of 2021 as we have played 2.5 innings. Beat Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Buildings by Design. The score, Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the bottom of the third we go for this gorgeous facility here in Kersey at Platte Valley High School. The Beat Diggers with an 8-0 lead. And Kyle Wellin has retired the first 6 Platte Valley Broncos. And they will bat Gabe Medina to begin the bottom of the third. The right-handed hitting first baseman for Platte Valley is hitting 179. Medina to be followed by Zach Waimura and Howdy Johnson. So far, so good for Wellin. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio. Has thrown 28 pitches. Again, a nice over-the-top delivery against a young lineup. Wind and pitch. Swung on and chopped on the right side. A Baltimore chop towards Wellin. Underhands to first. And barely getting out of the box there was Medina. I'm not sure he thought he put it in play because that ball was coming in on the hands. And there's one out. So here's Zach Waimura stepping in. And the second baseman batting 273. Another right-handed hitter for Platte Valley, well off the plate. And sometimes that means, again, that they try to go the other way. Looking for a pitch on the outer half. The offering. That is right there for a strike with a fastball down the middle, thigh high. And it's 0-1. Wellin letting his defense do a lot of the work, even though he just fielded that one there. And the offering. And that's in the dirt all the way to the screen. And the count levels at 1-1. Try to break off a breaking ball. A ball, a strike, and an out. 8-0 Beat Diggers in the bottom of the third. 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, and Ty Griffith with a home run in inning number 3. The pitch, over but low. Tried the inside corner. It's 2-1. Here to Waimura. And Wellin delivers. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Tried to go the other way. It's 2-2. Well, let's see if Kyle can keep this going. 7 up and 7 down. The Beat Diggers do have a no-hitter this year. A complete 7-inning no-hitter from Caden Moriarty. And the 2-2 pitch. And that is down and away on the breaking ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Zach Waimura. And the pitch. And that is a called strike 3 fastball right there at the knees on the outer half. 2 down. And for Wellin, that's his 3rd strikeout. And there was no doubt about that one. That'll bring up the third baseman, Howdy Johnson, hitting 200. Well, this is going to give Wellin a lot of confidence moving forward. Open stance here for Johnson. Big open stance. That left foot is near the back of the box. Wind and pitch. Swung on and lined up the middle on a hop to the second baseman. Moriarty bobbles, picks it up, throws to first. And it looked like, no, he caught it. He had the ball in his glove. He dropped something else. Hondo almost looked like he dropped it, but it was something else that he dropped. It was his glasses. And he actually caught the ball very awkward looking because it looked like he was going to be safe. But that goes as a 4-3, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Wellin. Let's head to the 4th inning. As Beat Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Western Engineering Consultants. It's Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Hondo Mantos Garcia will step in to begin the top of the 4th inning. Brush leads Platte Valley 8-0 with a couple of runs in the opening frame, both with 2 down, 5 unearned runs in the second, and then the Ty Griffith homer in the third. Here against Dade Gomez, who's allowed just 3 earned runs. The pitch swung on and lifted into left field. That's got some carry to it. Lopez is back towards the track, still going back, and he's going to make the catch shy of the fence. And there's 1 out here in the 4th inning. Hondo just got underneath that baseball, and you could tell that Lopez is very familiar with this baseball field. He did not hesitate at all. He wasn't thinking, well, maybe I don't have room. He knew it, and he made the play. Braxton Shelton has doubled twice. And the breaking ball's a beauty right there for a strike. No balls and one strike to the junior shortstop. And the pitch swung on, popped up, and into foul territory and out of play. In on the fifth. It is 0-2 to Shelton. His first double went to left center field, his second to right center. Actually, it would have been a triple, but we got stuck in the bottom of the fence for a ground rule double. The pitch swung on. That ball is lifted into right field. It should be a routine play, and the ball's going to be caught out there for the second out, as ranging to his right was Nick Dill. And here's Caden Moriarty. An RBI triple and a run-scoring single. 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Brush scored their run in the third with 2 down. They scored their first inning runs with 2 down, and that swung on and line foul up the first base side. No balls and 1 strike. 7 runs on 6 hits, 8 runs, on 7 hits. What am I thinking? Swung on, line towards center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. What a beautiful job of hitting. Moriarty just stuck his bat out there and guided the ball into center field on a pitch that was tailing away. And Caden is now 3 for 3. Well, that's the way to hit the ball, especially when it's moving away from a hitter. Kyle Wellin has popped out and walked. He's 0 for 1, trying to help his own cause. Moriarty's got a nice 3-step advantage over there. Dade Gomez throws to first, and back in diving is Moriarty. Gomez does have at least another inning left in him. He's at 79 pitches. The limit is 110 with a minimum of 3 days rest. The offering, and that is a strike on the outside corner. Nice spot there by Gomez. It's 0-1. B&B Appliance and Repair, another fine sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. Throw back to first, back in diving. From refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between, they have exactly what you need and service it too. That's B&B Appliance. No balls, 1 strike. 1 on, 2 down in the fourth. Runner goes. And that is in the dirt. Throw to second will be late. Moriarty with a stolen base. That's the pitch to steal on that curveball. So Wellin with a chance to drive in Brush's 9th run. Again, I'll be with you on Wednesday when the Bee Diggers face the Platte Valley Broncos in Brush, final game of the regular season. Then we'll find out where Brush is headed to for the playoffs a week from today. The pitch, and that's outside. Ball 2, strike 1 to Kyle Wellin. Davin Wolf, who began the 5-run second with a base hit, is on deck. Wellin awaits. The pitch swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Going out is Wymura, the second baseman, makes the catch and then tumbles over the right fielder Nick Dill, who is on the ground, but nonetheless he makes the nice play. And the Bee Diggers are limited to just a hit and no runs in this top of the 4th inning. Bee Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by High Plains Bank, as we have played 3 1/2 innings. The score, Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It'll be the second time around the order for Platte Valley. Against Brush right-hander Kyle Wellin, 8-0 Brush. 9 up and 9 down for the Broncos. It'll be Hunter Pagel, who grounded to the first baseman Hondo to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The big play was a misplay at second base with 2 outs. It was 2-0 at the time. If that play's made, it could only be a 3-0 game. Instead, it's 8-0. Kyle Wellin has thrown 36 pitches so far. And the offering bounces it in there. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellin has struck out 3. He gets a sign from Griffith and the pitch. Over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. Count levels at 1-1. to Hunter Pagel. Very simple mechanics in the pitch. Swung on line foul off to the right. Went to a fastball away. It is 1-2. Now that flag has got quite a bit of wind. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball away. Strikeout number 4 for Wellin. 1 down in the 4th inning. Here's Dade Gomez, who struck out his first time up. Boy, that's a great out pitch there by Wellin. That started off as a strike and ended up down and away. Probably a strike. You can't throw that one any better. 10 up and 10 down. Getting the sign from Griffith is Wellin. And he delivers. And he bounces that one in. Even the umpire skipped out of the way, thinking that was going to bounce up and hit him. Because that's the first thing that Griffith did. Griffith skipped up and was able to forehand it, so to speak. 1 ball and no strikes. In case Griffith was bored, he was testing him out there. And the 1-0 offering, and that is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Dade Gomez. Got to come in with one of your Kyle Wellin. The pitch. Swung on and lifted on the right side. First baseman Hondo is out. Edge of the grass makes the grab. 2 outs in the 4th inning. Jose Lopez had the hardest hit ball easily for Platte Valley. It was a line drive to left field with 2 outs. And Caden Schwint was able to make the catch. Wellin has a strikeout in every inning. And Lopez hitting over 300 going into the game. Let's see what Kyle throws him. The first pitch is a fastball popped up into shallow right field, and trying to spot it now is Metlin to his right, still going, and he reaches out and makes the catch, but he didn't play that well at all. I don't know how he made that catch. He did not play that well. He turned around as if that ball was hit about 310 feet and somehow made the catch to his left, falling to a knee. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Wellin, but somehow a nice adjustment there for Sam Metlin. Didn't look pretty, but he got the job done. We head to the 5th inning, 12 up, 12 down for Kyle Wellin and the Brush Bee Diggers. The Bee Diggers lead the game 8-0 over Platte Valley on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. David Wolf now steps in for Brush to lead off the 5th inning against Dade Gomez. His 84th pitch is in the dirt. A ball and no strikes. Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing. A perfect game so far for Kyle Wellin. Wolf has singled and struck out. The offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Second baseman Waimura to his right has got it. Fires to first, and that's going to be in time. A nice backhanded stab there by Gabe Medina. Excellent play by the second baseman. And there's 1 down. That's some solid defense there for the first out of the 5th inning, excuse me. Here's Hinojos. A sac bunt and a pop out. He is 0 for 1. Yeah, Platte Valley wants to go 6 or 7 innings in this game, not a 5 spot, or not 5. Breaking balls upstairs. Bee Diggers would need to have a 10-run lead after 5 in order to play an abbreviated game, and they obviously need 2 more runs. And the 1-0. Fastball to the screen. Over the head of the catcher, Rios. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, you look at it right now for Dade Gomez. The pitch. Swung on and fisted foul. Let's see. Gomez, he's retired quite a few here recently. Remember, the Bee Diggers did not score in the 4th inning after getting 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, and 1 in the third. And that is taken for a ball down and away. 3-1. It was dropped by Rios. I don't know if that influenced the umpire. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes pitch number 90 for Dade Gomez. And the offering. And that's in the dirt, and Hinojos walks. And for Gomez, That is the fourth walk he's issued. Caden Schwent is struck out and grounded to third, so he's 0 for 2. A .348 hitter going in. Two-step lead for Sessad. The pitch, way outside. Nice backhanded stab there by Rios. It's a ball and no strikes. Greg Mullen of State Farm Insurance and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there. 842-4555. Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Throw back to first, nothing doing. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Brush leads Platte Valley 8-0. The stretch, the pitch, runner goes, and that's taken for a ball, and the ball's dropped at the plate. So a stolen base for Hinojos with no throw. And it's a 2-0 count to Schwent. And watch out because Griffith, who hit a home run his last time up, is waiting to hit next. And the 2-0 offering. That is a strike on the outer half at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Caden Schwent. Gets a sign from Rios. Gomez at the belt, looking back. The pitch. Swung on and lifted towards shallow left field. That's going to drop for a base hit right off the fist. Hinojo steps on third, stumbles, headed towards the plate. There might be a play, and the ball is shorthanded by the catcher. Throw back to third, and the ball is off the glove of the third baseman, and now Hinojo's into second. So the Bee Diggers catch a break there after Hinojo stumbled all over the place. Second and third with 1 out. Had the ball been handled by Howdy Johnson, he could have applied the tag. So nonetheless, second and third, it just goes as a single for Caden Schwent. Yeah, you can't assume that play would have been automatically made, even though it looked like a good throw, or the good throw was there, but the play would have been an out had it been handled by Johnson. Here is Ty Griffith. Lined out, walked, and homered. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. Griffith with a team leading 4 home runs and has 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out in the 5th inning. The offering swung on and lifted into left field. Jose Lopez to his left. Plenty of room. Is going to make the grab. Tagging up as Hinojos. Schwent towards third. The throw, and he's going to be in there. And it's now 9-0 on the sac fly from Ty Griffith.
Now batting for Brush, number 9.
And here is Sam Metlin. And let's check out what Metlin has done in this game. He did strike out his first time up and then reached on an air and popped to left. He's 0 for 3. 9-0 Bee Diggers. Winding the pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. This is a huge run at third on both sides. Platte Valley will automatically extend this to the 6th inning if they keep Brush off the board again. The pitch swung on and lifted down the right field line, but that's way foul. Long run there by Dill. He's not going to get there. And it's 0-2. But if Brush scores and then retires Platte Valley, then the game is over. That's why that's a big runner at third in this game. So the Bee Diggers have single runs in the 3rd and 5th innings after 7 over the first 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a run across, and a man at third. The pitch swung on and driven into the left center field gap. To his right is Hunter Pagel, and he makes the running catch. And Platte Valley keeps the Bee Diggers off the board for further damage. They do score a run in the inning as Brush is able to pick up 1 hit, no errors, and the man left at third base. Bee Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. We played 4.5 innings in Kersey, and the Bee Diggers lead the Platte Valley Broncos 9-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Avery Valenciano will lead off for Platte Valley in the bottom of the 5th inning, looking for their first base runner. He grounded to third his first time up. This is an all right-handed hitting lineup against the right-hander Kyle Wellin. Wellin has a strikeout in every inning and has had 2 very nice defensive plays, one by Schwent in left and then Metlin in right, even though I think he misjudged it initially, then made the play to end the bottom of the fourth inning. Kyle Wellin comes home. Swung on line foul off to the right. On a fastball at the knees, it's 0-1. And Wellin has barely thrown any pitches. He's only at 45. A 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio. Wellin gets the sign. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is way outside. Count evens at 1-1. Yeah, that's the drama left in this game, whether Wellin can keep rolling here. Because Brush's 5-run second has blown the game open. And the pitch. And that is over but low. Oh, now a strike. Are you kidding me? I mean, he called that tomorrow. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that is a ball. I don't know. It looks like the same location. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With Kevin King waiting to hit next. Kyle Wellin kicks and fires. And that is a bender in the dirt. We'll have a full count here. A full count to Valenciano to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. And Brush up 9-0. The sign is laid down by Griffith. 3-2 pitch. And he bounced it in there, so the perfect game is done. Still got the no-hitter intact as Platte Valley has their first base runner. So after retiring the first 12, Valenciano's issued a free pass. Here's Kevin King, who grounded to third. Yeah, I think Moriarty, when he threw the no-hitter, had about 3 or 4 walks against Sterling. Well, that's a big lead out there for Valenciano. Good 3-step lead, and Wellin knows it. Let's see how much he pays attention to the runner. Long pause, and the pitch. Bounce that one in there. Bounces away up the third base side, and obviously paid too much attention. Because that pitch was awful. I mean, that was about 58 feet. And, you know, Griffith has done a lot of blocking in this game. But blocking the ball doesn't matter as much when there's nobody on base. That time, somebody on base, and they're already in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes. Wellin looks in. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul, and had a play off to the right, and the count levels at 1-1. Here to Kevin King. Yeah, that eliminates the double play possibility. The line score for the Bee Diggers, 9 runs on 9 hits. No runs on no hits for Platte Valley. The Broncos have the game's only 2 errors. The Bee Diggers have stranded 5 in the first 5 innings. The pitch. Fastball high. Ball 2, strike 1 to the shortstop, Kevin King. As we approach the top of the hour here in Kersey, a couple minutes shy. Griffith again lays down the sign. The pitch. Swag and a miss and a fastball up and in. Count levels at 2-2 to Kevin King. Well, it looks like the sun has disappeared a little bit. That doesn't mean the heat is gone. No, in fact, it's at 93, according to what I'm seeing here. And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt with a curveball. Second straight hitter, Wellin's gone full count to. As I mentioned, he didn't throw too many pitches before this inning, but has 11 so far in this frame and has not retired a hitter yet, but this is only the second batter. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped foul off to the left on a fastball in on the hands. Yeah, I don't know if Kyle's going to go breaking ball. Rarely do you go breaking ball in 3-2, but he might try something different to fool this hitter. Off of second is Valenciano. Holding him slightly is Moriarty. The pitch. Swung on, popped up. Second baseman Moriarty is out, and he ranges under, but the center fielder is going to make the grab. Nice play by David Wolf, calling off Moriarty in shallow right center, 1 out. That's great communication as Moriarty got right out of the way, even though it looked like he had a play. Aaron Rios struck out looking in his first at bat. He's been busy today as the Platte Valley catcher. Wellin looks back. Long pause in the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field, but an easy play for Wolf. Had him played over there. He makes the two-handed catch, and there's two down. Straight up at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm John Beltran on 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Otis. Also at KSIR.com, all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network with stations in Sterling and Burlington. And over this beautiful state of Colorado, here's Gabe Medina, who grounded to first his first time up. One out away is from Wellin. Is Wellin from getting out of this? And the offering. And that is a ball. A little bit low. A ball and no strikes to Medina. If he retires Medina, then Wellin will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the 6th inning. Valenciano began the frame with a walk. The pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit into right field. Medlin's going to charge that baseball. Medlin's going to throw the ball towards the plate. It's going to be cut off, and it's an RBI single for Gabe Medina. Platte Valley is on the board. 9-1 Brush. It breaks up the no-hitter after 4 2/3 innings. And Zach Wymura steps in. He struck out his first time up. And that's what other Platte Valley Broncos have tried to do, go the other way. And Medina perfected that. All right, a short lead at first for Medina. The stretch by Wellin. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Shelton right there. Underhands to second for the force. And the inning is over. Platte Valley gets their first hit, and they score their first run. And they leave their first runner on base. 5 innings have been played from Kersey. Brush 9, Platte Valley 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It's a 9-1 Brush lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning. And for the Beat Diggers, they will send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Mantos, Garcia, Shelton, and Moriarty. And Dade Gomez, who has thrown 99 pitches, will not be able to pitch this entire inning unless somehow he gets these hitters out very quickly. But here we go with Hondo, who's walked, doubled, and popped the left. He's 1 for 2. Brush has scored in 4 of the first 5 innings. They've got a home run in this game from Ty Griffith. That came in the 3rd inning, his 4th home run of the season. Here we go with Hondo. I was talking to him before the game. He feels good. He says he's feeling really good. Really good. His whole body feels great. The pitch. And that's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Threw the ball well against University in relief. And the offering. And that is down and away. 2-0 to Mantos Garcia. If the Beat Diggers score a couple of runs and Platte Valley's held off the board, Brush can end this in 6 innings. And the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, man. That was the yo-yo. What a pitch there by Gomez, just pulling the string. And it's 2-1. And the right-hander comes home. And that's in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Mantos Garcia. 9-1 Beat Diggers in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch swung on and driven into deep center field. There's going to be a play, though, as Pagel is right there to make the catch, taking about 3 or 4 steps back. And that is out number 1.
Number 18, Braxton Shelton.
Braxton has doubled twice, and he's popped to right. He is 2 for 3. Pitch number 104 was just thrown. 104 unofficially for Dade Gomez. And the pitch. And that's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. If he retires him before 110, at 109, he can throw to the next hitter. And that's up and away as well. 2-0. Well, there's no doubt, knowing Braxton, he's going to swing at this pitch. assuming it's a strike. 2 balls and no strikes. This is the one he's looking for. The pitch. And that is upstairs. Will he be swinging 3-0? He's looking for the swing. With a 9-1 lead, he's looking to swing. Squaring to bunt, that's just a decoy, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Braxton's on for the 3rd time in the game, and we will have a pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning. With the score, the Beat Diggers 9, the Platte Valley Broncos 1 with 1 out and 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It has happened before, and it's happened again. A 30-minute lightning delay here in Kersey with the Beat Diggers up 9-1, top of the 6th inning, 1 on, 1 out. According to the AD Travis Steiner, there's a funnel cloud not too far away to the right of us from the press box, which would be east of us, and they're asking everyone to take shelter. Of course, we're in the press box. Not safe to be outside, but there is a funnel cloud, I guess, a little bit east of us right here in Kersey. Let's recap what has happened here so far before we take an extended break. As the Beat Diggers scored 2 runs in the 1st inning, an RBI double from Braxton Shelton and a Caden Moriarty RBI triple, and then a huge error with 2 down. And the Beat Diggers then exploded with a number of hits for a 5-run 2nd inning. Shelton delivered, Moriarty delivered, and then in the 3rd inning, Ty Griffith with a home run made it 8-0. The Beat Diggers added a run in the 5th inning. Kyle Wellin with a no-hitter through 4 2/3 innings. Now, keep in mind, if for some reason they cannot complete this game, the game is official. You play, I believe, 4 innings. The game is official. We're into the 6th inning. So we anticipate starting this game at about half an hour. Who knows? If we have another lightning strike, that restarts the clock. But for now, at 5:07 was when the game was called. We're only 2 minutes into the delay, and there is a tornado warning making matters worse. So there is a possibility that this game does not resume. And if the game does not resume, there's essentially 2 options. You can pick it up in progress in Brush on Wednesday and finish out the game, or the game is just declared official with the Beat Diggers up and winning 9-1. So there's 2 options there. The ADs, Travis Steiner of Platte Valley and Bradley Bass of Brush, would be discussing that, but we will see. But the siren is on. There is a tornado warning right here in Kersey. That's what we've been told, as a funnel cloud has been spotted, and they are asking everybody here to take shelter, So here's what we will do. We're going to get back to regular programming. We will get back to regular programming, and we will provide you with an update when we come back a little bit later on. But a 30-minute lightning delay effective at 5:07, and who knows if we'll restart at 5:37. But keep in mind, this game could be made either official with a Brush victory, or they would pick it up in Brush on Wednesday, scheduled 4 o'clock start for the regular season finale, with the Beat Diggers leading 9-1. But the players are not even allowed to be in the dugout. So everybody has got to take shelter. We're secure here in the press box for now. Let's see if they might kick me out. But we're going to go back to regular programming. With the score in the top of the 6th inning, 1 on and 1 out. Brush 9, Platte Valley 1 in a weather delay, as you've been listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Now back to regular programming. I'm John Beltran from Platte Valley High School in Kersey. They have called this baseball game, the Brush Beat Diggers, in a 5-inning game, have defeated the Platte Valley Broncos by a score of 9-1. So the Beat Diggers moved to 8-5 on the season. Again, a 5-inning game. The Beat Diggers had 1 on and 1 out in the 6th inning when lightning struck near the area. There was a tornado warning, but the tornado was at a pretty decent distance. And the coaches decided that with 5 innings played, it's already an official game. So the Beat Diggers win 9-1. Kyle Wellin had a perfect game going into the 5th inning, settles for a 1-hitter. Ty Griffith with a home run. The Beat Diggers scored 5 runs in the 2nd inning to break it open. Platte Valley falls to 3-12, and the Beat Diggers once again at 8-5 will close out the regular season on Wednesday at home against Platte Valley. That game will start at 4 o'clock on 1010 KSIR on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Once again, in a weather-shortened game in 5 innings,
Brush defeats Platte Valley 9-1. I'm John Beltran on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.